for tuning into my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about something really interesting. So I wanted to talk about how my husband and I had a debt-free wedding and have a debt-free home. Okay? Y'all, this is gonna be good, so take notes. So I wanted to talk about how we had a debt-free wedding first, and some tips on how you can actually keep from spending so much money and still have a beautiful wedding, and keep from spending so much money and having a beautiful home as well. So I want to go back to when me and my husband were first planning our wedding, which was not too long ago. We actually started planning beginning of April, and we got married June 23rd. So we were trying to get married in a short period of time because, remember, like I told you guys, me and my husband, we didn't kiss, we didn't have sex, and so we were trying to get married. And not just that, because we loved each other and we were ready to be married. And I remember we were looking for a church, and the first couple churches we went to were above our budget and above our price range. And I remember what we had to work with, and I'm like, you know, and my husband was like, we can get it, but I'm just gonna let you know, we're gonna be hitting on spending a lot of what we have. And so I had to think to myself, do I want to be happy and have the wedding and the wedding paid off, have the church and everything paid off once I get married and still have some money left over? Or do I want to be in debt, once I get married, unhappy because we're trying to figure out how we're going to pay for everything and just be really like screwed over? So at first I was like really just like upset, and not upset but more flustered, because there was this church I really wanted, and I'm like, this church is so beautiful, it's so big, it has the cathedral ceilings, it can seat like 1,500 people, and this is the church that I want to go with. But my budget was saying something totally different. And so not just that, but with food and all these different things. And so we went and looked at another church, and this church wasn't as big. It could still fit about 450, 500 people at the most. A pretty spacious church, had cathedral ceilings, not as tall as the other one, but and then it was a pretty decent sized church. And this church was actually a lot cheaper. And so I thought to myself, do I want this big church where we're going to spend a whole bunch of money and, we already have paid for a whole bunch of other stuff, or should we get this small church where we can enjoy this day, still have a big, beautiful wedding, and just make it beautiful, decorated, and make it look nice? And so instead of thinking about the moment and, working delayed gratification, if you don't know what that is, delayed gratification is where you wait to get something versus just getting it right away. But you're waiting for it, until it's the right time, still enjoying it, still getting the pleasure out of it, but waiting until your money is where it needs to be in order to afford it, and waiting to get something where, I wouldn't say it's delayed gratification, but you get what I'm saying. So anyway, so we ended up going with the smaller church, and my wedding was still really big and beautiful, and there was even a hall that I had in mind, and that was a little pricey, and we ended up going with a hall that was cheaper. But by doing all of these things, we set ourselves up to where we wouldn't be stressed out by the time we got married, but that we could be happy and enjoy it and not have to worry about any other things that we had to pay for. Like everything we paid for when it came to photography, we went with people who were in our family, who had the gifts where we could get it for cheap or for nothing, if you know what I'm saying. With our photography, with our food, we went with people who we knew. With our decorations, we went with people in our family who we knew. And so all of these things saved us so much money because we did it in wisdom and not in, okay, well, we want this big wedding and all this stuff, and then we get home, we're not really happy, you know what I'm saying, or we're not really satisfied because we spent all of this money. And so we set it up to where, and really it was God too, because we was praying like, Jesus, we want this wedding to be debt free. free, and we want it to be amazing, and we want people to still enjoy themselves, and it's still to be a very big wedding, but we want it to be debt free. And we did it, and it was debt free. We don't have any debt. I mean, people don't understand there's a lot that comes with weddings. I mean, you have to pay for chair covers, the smallest things, flowers, dresses. You have to pay for your makeup to get done. You have to pay for your nails, your toes to get done. You have to pay for just so much stuff. I don't want to think back because it'll make my head hurt. But anyway, yeah, it's just so much stuff. And now getting to my home part, okay? This is really cool. So before my husband and I actually got together, I was planning to move out on my own. I had lived with my sister for some time, and we kind of shared a home, but then I was kind of ready to do my own thing. So I put some furniture on layaway, and I was just going to pay it off and then move and do what I had to do. You know, so that when me and my husband, so that when I lived on my own, this was way before I met John, I was just gonna move out and have everything ready. That was the smartest thing I could have ever done. By the time we got married, all of our furniture, everything was paid off. And previously, before I had met John, I already bought a lot of decor for my soon-to-be future home. And not knowing that I was gonna be getting married, okay, that's like awesome. I ended up getting married, and I have all this decor, and I'm able to put it in our home because I paid for it ahead of time, even before I had the house, or even before not the house, but even before I had our apartment and our home, so just having all the things, and all these things in our home are debt free, and notice I said home because it's about the things in the house that make it a home, not the house, not the apartment. But anyway, all those things are paid off because we set it up, we had a plan, and we made up in our mind that we're not gonna go broke doing this. We're still gonna be happy and have a good time. We're still gonna enjoy ourselves and do it in a way where we're still satisfied and not broken afterwards, if you know what I mean, broke. And so anyway, yeah, so those are a lot of the steps that we take. We still take those steps where we don't believe in debt. We don't want to be in debt, but we want to do everything debt free, and be really smart and have wisdom with things that we do. Even if we have to wait for them, that's what we're willing to do because we want to make sure that everything that we have is debt free. And so anyway, that's all I really wanted to say concerning that. And I think the message in all of this is that even if you have to wait for something, that's totally fine. But don't spend all of your money trying to get something that you can't afford. Now, I don't agree with Jay-Z and how he raps and do stuff like that, but one thing I will say I agree with is when he said, you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it, okay? So I want to be able to say I can buy that twice, okay? I bought them lamps, and I could buy it twice. That's why I got 2 lamps, okay? I bought them curtains. I got 2 of them boys, and I could buy them twice. You feel me? If you get in the house or you get in something, you can't buy it twice. You can't afford it. So I don't get it. You feel me? And so if you can, by all means, do it. Do what you gotta do. And I'm not saying that advice is for everybody. Do what you gotta do, what makes you happy. But you can buy it twice. You can afford it. Okay? And so, yeah, so I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I know I'm not like a debt expertise. I actually have a very good credit score, and I will talk about that. Not now, but eventually in the future. My credit score's off the chain, okay? That's because I paid my stuff early and double. You feel me? And so, yeah, that's very important to make sure I know these Christian folks, y'all be like, it ain't about your credit. God is good and God is faithful. Yes, it is, because your credit says whether you're faithful or not over something, whether you really keep your word. That says something about your character, And don't get me wrong, sometimes situations happen, because I had something happen with me where I had a situation happen where I lost my job, and it wasn't that I wasn't faithful. It wasn't that I wasn't keeping up with things. I didn't have the money. I was applying. I was doing everything that I could, and I had to pay everything with a credit card. But I still got that boy down, and I still, my credit score is really, really good. As soon as I got a job, I did what I had to do. I didn't go and buy me some Timbs. I didn't go and buy me no outfit. It's all about what you do with your money. But I paid back the person that I was supposed to pay back. I paid back the bank, of course. Being a good steward over money, that's so important. And so, yeah, but anyway, that's all I want to say. I don't want to talk y'all heads off because I don't want people to make long videos and be super boring and don't nobody want to watch their videos, and I don't want to make no super long videos and don't nobody watch my stuff. So anyway, if y'all have any other videos that you guys would like to watch, comment down below, let me know so I can post it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If there's any other content that you guys would like to watch, content that you guys would like to watch, let your girl know. And you guys have an amazing day. Comment, like, and subscribe, by the way, as well. So see you guys.